Hi, I'm Lucy Piper. Today we talk about dairy, how it is create inflammation and how it is related to our autoimmune disease and rheumatoid arthritis. So dairy, it is a controversial subject, but not all dairy is the same. There is a big, huge difference in nutrition value between commercial pasteurized dairy and grass-fed whole dairy product. Most dairy products, what you buy at the grocery store, are highly processed. To keep this life shelf long, it's going through process pasteurization and homogenization. I hope I pronounced this right. What is a pasteurization process? When they heat milk to very high temperature to kill all bacteria, good and bad, enzymes, vitamins, so the milk became dead. Bacteria cannot survive in pasteurized milk. So that's always question how they advertise good bacteria in a commercial yogurt. Another one process is called homogenization, where it's give milk creamy consistency. They take fat molecules and push this through the tiny filters. Fat became smaller molecules like a rest of the milk. This is a reconstructed fat foreign for our body and we cannot digest it. And this is a more likely this is a fat molecules going right to our bloodstream to create inflammation because we can't digest it. And this is one of the reasons we can have a rheumatoid arthritis flare-up. In study published in Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry, that one single glass contains as many as 20 different antibiotic, painkiller, or hormones, and they know they give the hormones to animals to double production of the milk. Also think about food what animals eat. Grain, which is a full pro-inflammatory omega-6. Most of the GMO corn, what it's very hard to digest by human, and heavily spray with pesticides. All of this make a pro-inflammatory cocktail to our body. Pasteurization, homogenization, food what animal eat, and medication what they give to animals. So this is a characteristic of commercial dairy. But 50% of the population have a food sensitivity to dairy. And one of the well-known, it's a lactose intolerance. That's happened when you don't have a lactose-loving bacteria or enzymes in your body. So it can be at least for two reasons. One, it's a genetic, and in this case, start to introduce milk gradually again to your diet, like a 1 tablespoon a day, increase to 1 glass of the milk a day over like a 6 weeks period of time. And another lactose intolerance you can have because you can have inflammation in your gut for any reason. So how do you know about this? The symptoms usually come like in 30 minutes after you consuming dairy product, and it can be bloating, gas, loose stool, nausea, or abdominal pain. So it's lactose intolerance. Another one, you can have food sensitivity to dairy because you cannot digest casein, and this is a protein in the milk. So the immune system react different in each person. Some may be lactose intolerant, some may be casein intolerant, but in some cases the milk itself may be okay, but processing what we do with the milk, and also unhealthy gut don't like dairy. The dairy industry is promoting milk, it's a main source of calcium, but it's not true. You can have plenty of calcium with nuts and seeds and dark leafy greens like kale and spinach. And why US drink more milk than any actually country and have the highest rate osteoporosis in the world? Because processing, when they process, the calcium became biounavailable. It means it's a foreign for our body and we can't digest this right again. So calcium store in joint or muscles or tissue, and this is a process called calcification. This can be one of the reasons why we have arthritis. So, but if you still, after all of this, what I told you, to eat dairy, choose raw and local in any form. If you can't find local, raw, try to find and food health store vet pasteurized. So what is the difference? This is when they going through the process, they don't use very high temperature. So bacteria and enzymes still remain in the milk. Otherwise, I would not recommend commercial dairy on a regular basis. It's like I have every morning commercial yogurt. So how about organic? Organic, it's even it's not have like antibiotic or hormones or pesticides, but it's a highly processed. Also, if you're sensitive to casein or lactose, consider like a butter and ghee. It's very good, but also like a fermentation process. It is a breakdown casein, so it became more digestible. And I'm talking about fermented, it's kefir or yogurt. And consider to have this about 4 ounces a day. So this is a natural probiotic to feed your good bacteria in your gut. And of course, it's preferable raw or vet pasteurized. However, even high quality dairy can be problematic for people with autoimmune disease or rheumatoid arthritis. Dairy can contribute to RA symptoms. It's actually work exactly like a gluten to trigger immune system. Why? Because the people with autoimmune disease or rheumatoid arthritis, most of the people have a leaky gut, and that's when we have a hole in the intestine. This is a highly digest proteins like a dairy or gluten can easy to go to bloodstream and trigger your immune system. And when immune system sees this protein as a foreigner, start to activate and react. And that's when we have rheumatoid arthritis flare-ups. Together with sugar and gluten, I would remove from my diet at least for 3 weeks dairy. If you decide to introduce dairy back, consider quality again. And by the way, actually goat or sheep milk is easier to digest. But next time I'm going to show you how to make actually non-dairy milk and maybe even kefir. I'm Lucy Piper, your RA coach. Like me on YouTube, ask question, download my free cooking book, link below, and share this with people who you think will be benefit from this. Let's make together the world more happier and healthy.